Hey, welcome back to Weeby Kids. I'm up in the woods again today. I've come to tell you a story. And this is a really old story, and a story that children would have been told many years ago. Now, we're all in lockdown at the moment, which means that we can just go out for a little bit of a walk every day. But most children are at home and they're not at schools. And the idea of not going to school is something that none of us could comprehend just a few months ago. But way back in the past, children never went to school. Can you imagine a time when you never went to school at all? And you might think, well, if children didn't go to school, then how did they learn anything? And this story is a story that may have been told by the elders or the teachers to the children as a way to teach them a vital identification of a tree. And that tree is the oak tree. And we can see it just here, an oak tree just behind me. And yeah, this is a story that would have been told to the children many years ago to help them identify and remember what an oak tree is. Now, it is from a time when people lived together in woodlands, just like this one. And woodlands were great places to live because they had lots of plants to give us food and medicines, and they had lots of wood to also build houses and fires and all those essential survival things that we need in order to survive and work together as a tribe. So people lived in the woods just like this, and all the elders used to say to the children, stay within the woods. Inside the woods is everything that you need. Food, water, shelter, fire, medicine. There's no need to leave the woods. And another reason for never leaving the woods is that beyond the woods is a place called the Fields of Long Grass. And inside the Fields of Long Grass live a beast like no other, as tall as a house, as wide as an elephant, with big claws. And the beast likes to sleep and live in the field of long grass. But the beast is a carnivore, and a small child is a tasty treat for the beast of the long grass. So stay within the woods and all will be well. And the children listened to this advice. It was very good advice. And they didn't stray from the safety of the forest. But one day something happened. One day the children were playing in the forest, and they were playing one of their favourite games, which is butterfly tig. And the way you play butterfly tig is you creep stealthily through the forest until you spot a butterfly. And then the aim is to sneak up on the butterfly and gently touch it on its wings. Now, 3 children were playing this game together, and they were chasing 3 butterflies. And these butterflies were very fast and very agile. And they were fluttering around, and the children were chasing them. And they were so engrossed in their game that they didn't realise that they'd strayed from the safety of the forest. They didn't realise until they heard a sound. The children paused. They looked around. They looked up. There were no trees. They realised they were in the field of long grass. They looked at each other and said, "Run!" And they set off running. But as they set off running, behind them they heard the beast coming after them. And this beast was fast. They ran and ran, but the beast chased them and chased them. They could see the woodland in the distance. But as they got closer, the beast got even closer still, until it was right on their heels, throwing its claws at them. The children didn't know what to do. They'd almost given up hope when they heard a voice. This voice called out, "Climb on! Climb on!" The children didn't know where this voice was coming from. They looked around in a panic. If they could spot it, was it somebody in the long grass? And then they heard it again, "Climb on!" And they realised that it was coming from a huge tree stump. They had no options. The beast was right on them. They climbed onto the tree stump and they held onto each other as tightly as they possibly could. And then something magical happened. The tree stump began to grow. Up, 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 up it went. The beast was shocked for a moment, but hungry. It dived on the tree stump and it began to climb. It dug its claws in and pulled itself up. But as it pulled itself up, the tree grew higher and higher and higher. The beast slid down exhausted, leaving claw marks in the trunk. But again it tried. And it climbed and climbed, but again it slid down, leaving even more marks in the tree. The beast took a deep breath. It got all of its energy and it jumped on the tree, and again it climbed, and this time it was getting closer and closer to the children. But the tree, with another piece of magic, threw out two long, strong, thick branches. They went horizontally out and they were so big and so thick that the beast couldn't climb around them. It held on and it found itself swinging. It tried to reach above, but again the tree grew higher and the beast fell to the ground. And there it lay, exhausted. The children were still terrified. They stayed in the top of the tree and they waited until the beast was fast asleep. They then climbed down carefully and they ran back to the forest as quickly as they possibly could. When they arrived there, they gathered all the elders together and they told them of what had happened, how the beast had chased them through the fields of long grass, but how a magical tree stump rose up from the earth to protect them. And the elders listened carefully and they said, "Take us to this magical tree that you speak of." So the children carefully went out into the field of long grass. They noticed that the beast was gone and they led the elders to the base of the tree. And the elders looked at the tree and they said, "Ah, yes, for this tree is an oak tree. The oak tree provides safety and food and home for more creatures than any other tree. Whenever you are in need, the oak tree will always come to your rescue." And the children listened carefully. And every oak tree that grew out of every single acorn from that day on grew with the markings of the beast's claws. So if you see an oak tree today, you will notice that on its trunk it has lines coming all the way down as a reminder of the day the beast tried to climb it. And from that day on, children always knew how to identify an oak tree. So next time you're out on a walk, have a look, see if you can spot an oak tree. The bark is a giveaway, it has these claw marks on it. But oak trees also provide us with acorns in the autumn. And an oak leaf is quite easy to identify as well. It has these rounded edges all the way around, shaped a little bit like a pear. So next time you're out on an adventure, have a look, see if you can spot an oak tree and send us some pictures if you do. Hope you enjoyed the story. See you again next time. Bye.